Hello, fellow book lovers. Welcome to Audiobook Odyssey, your gateway to timeless stories and transformative reads. Today, we're diving into a heartwarming classic that has touched hearts for generations, The Gift of the Magi by O. Henry. It's a tale of love, sacrifice, and the true spirit of giving. So, get comfortable and let's begin this beautiful journey. In a modest little flat on the edge of a bustling city, lived a young couple, Jim and Della. They were deeply in love, the kind of love that doesn't ask for much except the other's happiness. Yet, life hadn't been kind to them in terms of wealth. Jim worked long hours at a low-paying job, and Della tried to stretch every penny to keep their small home running. It was the eve of Christmas, and snow fell gently outside like powdered dreams, but inside, worry hung in the air. Della stood by the window, her face pressed against the cold pane, clutching a few crumpled coins, $1.87 to be exact. That was all she had managed to save after months of scraping, bargaining, and pinching every cent. And now, with Christmas just a day away, she had nothing decent to give Jim, the man who had given her everything his love could offer. Her eyes welled up with tears, not for herself, but for the helplessness she felt. Jim had always been generous, always thoughtful, and she wanted to give him something truly special. Something worthy of his love. But what could she buy with $1.87? She looked around the flat. Nothing valuable. Nothing worth pawning. And then, her eyes fell on her hair, her glorious, long brown hair that flowed like a cascade of silk down her back. Della had always been proud of her hair, it was her only physical treasure. But now, love whispered louder than vanity. With a firm resolve, Della tied her hair up, put on her old coat, and walked briskly into the snowy street. The cold wind cut through her like glass, but she walked on until she reached a small shop with a sign that read, Madame Sofronie. Hair goods of all kinds. Inside, the woman looked at Della's hair with a practiced eye. $20, she said flatly. Della didn't hesitate. She nodded, and within moments, the scissors snipped away her crown of beauty. She left the shop with $20 in hand, and a heart brimming with purpose. She wandered through shops, searching for the perfect gift for Jim. After hours of walking and worrying, she found it. A platinum fob chain, simple yet elegant, exactly the kind Jim's prized possession needed. You see, Jim's most valuable treasure was his gold pocket watch, an heirloom passed down from his grandfather. But he never had a proper chain for it, just an old leather strap. The chain cost $21. Della handed over every penny, and walked home with shining eyes and a hopeful smile, the short curls on her head bouncing with each step. But as she reached home and looked in the mirror, doubt crept in. Would Jim still think her beautiful? Would he still smile the same way when he saw her hair was gone? She curled her hair as best she could, tried to smile, and waited for him, nervous, excited, and trembling all at once. Finally, Jim came home. He stepped through the door, looking tired but still wearing that quiet dignity Della loved so much. When he saw her, he froze. His eyes widened, not in joy or excitement, but something closer to disbelief. He stared at her, silent. Della's heart sank. Jim, darling, don't look at me like that, she pleaded. I had my hair cut and sold it. I couldn't have lived through Christmas without giving you a gift. It'll grow back. I did it for you. Jim blinked, and a smile slowly tugged at his lips, not of amusement, but of deep love and irony. Della, he said gently, reaching into his coat pocket, nothing you could ever do would make me love you any less. But, open this. She tore open the small package he gave her, and gasped. Inside were a set of beautiful tortoiseshell combs, adorned with jeweled rims, the very ones she had admired in a shop window for months. They were perfect for her long hair, her now vanished hair. She held them close and smiled through her tears. My hair grows so fast, Jim, she whispered. And then, almost shyly, she handed him the platinum chain. Now give me your watch, she said proudly, so I can see how it looks with the chain. Jim sat down slowly, a soft chuckle escaping him. Della. I sold the watch to buy you the combs. For a moment, there was silence. Then laughter, soft, loving, tender laughter, the kind that comes only when two souls realize how deeply they are cherished. There they were, two young people who had sacrificed their most prized possessions for each other. He gave up his watch to buy her combs, she gave up her hair to buy him a chain for that very watch. In the eyes of the world, it might have seemed foolish, perhaps even tragic. But in the eyes of love, in the quiet space between giving and receiving, they had become wise beyond their years. Oh, Henry ends this simple tale by likening Jim and Della to the Magi, the wise men who once brought gifts to the baby Jesus. Their gifts, though simple and seemingly impractical, were wrapped in pure love and selflessness. And so, he says, of all who give and receive gifts, these two were the wisest. They understood the true meaning of giving, not measured by price, but by the depth of sacrifice and the heart behind it. To conclude, The Gift of the Magi isn't just a story about Christmas, it's a timeless tale about the spirit of giving, the sacrifices we make for love, and the quiet, profound beauty of selflessness. Jim and Della may have ended up with gifts they couldn't use, but what they truly exchanged was a gesture of deep devotion, one that no material possession could ever match. Thank you for tuning in. If this story touched your heart, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Audiobook Odyssey for more meaningful stories and transformative reads.